G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Now today I received another one of these very affordable and cheap brushless drones, okay? And as you can see, there it is there. Now this is called the XT204. So yeah, this is one of many drone releases this year that you see on AliExpress and sites like Banggood that won't burn a hole in your wallet. They're designed for beginners to get into the hobby. They have brushless motors rather than brushed. And as you can see, which is very common these days, they've got this obstacle avoidance sensor, as well as dual cameras. You've got one on the front and one on the bottom. They are Wi-Fi FPV compatible. There's no SD card on here, so you know, you're going to save all your photos and videos on the phone, as well as use some of the features within the actual app. Now, I noticed that there's quite a few vendors selling this particular drone. As you can see, it folds out like this. It's called the XT204, but I noticed there's quite a few vendors that are actually selling this under the LSRC brand. I also saw HYRC, but they are using the same model number. Now this drone only weighs 141 grams, so it's very lightweight. It's actually a little bit smaller than some of the drones that I've featured on the channel in the last few days. The D6 Pro is slightly bigger than this one. This is a little bit smaller, but as you can see, it's got a really nice carbon fiber weave look to it on the body shell. We got lights all around on this one, guys, on the front, back, and on all the arms, so it's lit up pretty well. I'll just turn it on quickly. You won't be able to see it that well, but it's got a pretty bright blue LED fascia on here, blue and red on the actual arms, and white lights on the back, which actually look like afterburners on the back here. So yeah, it's lit up really well. This would be a great night flyer should you fly this just after dark. Now, because this drone is very lightweight at 141 grams, you're not going to need any registration with the FAA, especially in the United States or any other countries that might have regulations with drones being 250 grams or above. Now on the front, of course, we have the front facing camera here, as well as the secondary optical flow camera, which is switchable via the app. That's why they call this a dual camera drone. I couldn't really find any specs on this camera, especially from the vendor that I purchased from. I'm guessing that the resolution is 720p, much like the other drones that I've featured on the channel at this price range, or maybe we might get lucky and get a 1080p camera. Of course, there are vendors out there that are claiming 4K, 6K, and 8K with this particular drone, which is, you know, total lie. We should all be used to that by now when they claim, you know, such ridiculous resolution on very cheap drones under $50 like this. So yeah, more than likely 720p is what I'm thinking. They claim about 100 meters range on this one, okay, which is pretty standard for this type of drone. Also, they do state 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi and 5G, so I'm not too sure what Wi-Fi, you know, frequency that this will run on the app. It's either one or the other. They actually listed both, which I found rather odd. And of course, we've got the obstacle avoidance infrared sensor on the top, which don't really work outside, guys. They are infrared sensors. It's up to 540 degrees because you've got 360 all around with the top one just above there. So 540 degrees. They do tend to work indoors, but not that very well, so I wouldn't even bother using it. I don't even bother myself. It also has altitude hold, okay, which is pretty standard stuff. Now on the bottom here, you can see where the Wi-Fi module is. You can actually replace this by the look of it. It's got a screw there, and this actually detaches from the drone. Now, actually, when I ordered this drone, I actually thought it had an electronic controlled camera, much like the recent ones that I've been featuring on the channel, but this one is just a manual tilt. You can see the ribbon there. It's just a manual tilt, so you have to do your adjustments, you know, before you take off. You can, of course, have it down to 90 degrees facing downwards, but I don't see the point. If you want to take a downward perspective, just choose the optical flow sensor there as your downward facing camera via the app, and keep this one up facing forward. Let's have a quick look at the battery here. The battery on this one is a 3.7 volt 1800 milliamp hour, and they claim around 15 minutes of flight time. Of course, as you know me, I always do full flight tests in all my video reviews of these drones, and even though my videos might be a little bit longer than other channels, we do get a proper flight time out of this, so expect that at the end of the flight. I'll put it up on the screen. Motors on this one are 1503 size, and they're 4000 kV motors with the two-piece props. All right, so let's put the drone down for a second. Let's have a look at the transmitter. Now this transmitter takes 3 AA batteries, which I've pre-installed. Okay, and it's clearly laid out here. So you got your on and off switch. Okay, up and down to bind with the drone. You have the drone turned on, of course. Firstly, you got automatic takeoff, automatic landing. Okay, speed switch up here. This is for your trimming. Okay, and yeah, it's all laid out anyway, guys. You got 360 flips up here. One of them's an infrared sensor. One's for the gyro calibration. All right, so very simple transmitter here, and to put your phone in there, you just open that up, and it's got a spring-loaded phone mount. So of course we get the instruction manual, which is a fold-out leaflet here. Okay, so you just go through and read all that. You also have the app operation guide here as well. Got our QR codes, just download them for your iPhone or Android. Okay, and that way you'll be able to fly and take some video. And we also have the standard goodie bag with a screwdriver, charging cable for the battery, of course, and some extra props, as well as some screws here which have Loctite on them. All right, guys, so yeah, that's basically it, guys. All we got to do now is I'll charge the battery up, and we'll take the new XT204 Brushless drone for a flight. So I'll catch you at the field. Okay guys, we got the XT204 out for its maiden flight test here at the field. Now I forgot to mention on the overview, this camera had a little bit of plastic film on it, so you definitely want to take that off before you bring it out and fly, otherwise you're not going to get the true camera quality. So anyway, let's fold it out, get it prepared for its first flight here, see exactly how it performs. So what we want to do, first off, we'll turn it on, okay, and get the transmitter, turn that on. Okay, you see the lights are flashing. You're going to go up and down to bind. We've got a solid blue light here. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll set up the gyro calibration, which is a 1 key just here, and it does flash. I don't know if you can see that, but we'll try that again. Just hit that little button up top. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just get my phone out, we'll set up the app, we'll get a screen recording, and then we'll take it out for a flight on the field here. Guys, well, I've got the app loaded up on my phone now. As you can see, we got FPV signal. Now, just before I fly it, I want to show you another way of doing the gyro calibration. You could always go 2 sticks down and out. Okay, see that flash? And it's the same as using that button up top that I showed you just a second ago. So I'm going to start a screen recording here so you can see the camera quality. Make sure this camera is tilted all the way up. Now this app is called Wi-Fi UAV. It was already pre-installed on my phone from another drone that I've done not that long ago. So I'll start recording. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now we've got some Wi-Fi FPV. Alright, so what I'll do first is I'll start a recording. Alright, that's recording now. I might put it in rate 2, and to take off with this one, flick the throttle stick up quickly, and then we can take off. See, it times out if you don't take off straight away. It's a bit of a safety feature. There we go, just press the 1 key takeoff, and we're up in the air. Okay, let's see how it hovers. Hovering quite well with that optical flow. Bring it down a bit. As you can see, I'm not touching the drone. Okay, we've got Wi-Fi FPV, and we are recording. So let's take it up. We'll go out a bit. See how it flies. these budget brushless drones, they're pretty decent these days, guys, and I'm actually quite surprised how cheap they're getting these days. I know I've said it in my previous reviews recently. It's amazing how cheap these drones are these days. Look how smooth that's flying around. We've got some footage there. Yeah, it says 1 minute 15. Camera doesn't look too bad actually. We're getting not bad Wi-Fi FPV here. Like I said, the listing did state 2.4 gigahertz and 5G, so I'm not too sure. This may have 5G Wi-Fi. It's not seemed to breaking up so far. Don't want to talk too soon. There's a bit of a lag there. So yeah, who knows? I don't know if it's 2.4 gigahertz or 5G. Camera quality looks like what I suspected, around 720p. Just try some flips with this button up here. You get that beep indicator and then you go for a flip. Nice. Very quick, snappy flips. Back flip, roll left, roll right, and we got a bunch of bees chasing it. All right, let's bring it down. There we go. And it's just hovering nicely there. Let's bring it a bit closer, have a good look at it. So yeah, very lightweight little drone. Around 141 grams or 140 grams. We've got those lights on the bottom there. There's bright lights on the back, just there. And yeah, it's just hovering very well with that optical flow. See that, how it followed my hand then? Let's try that again. Put my hand underneath the optical flow sensor and see it's gonna follow it a little bit. Okay, so let's just end that recording so I got something on my phone there. Let's take some photos. I'll take it up a bit. I'll just take some snapshots. Now the quality isn't that great, guys, but what do you expect from a cheap drone, you know? I know most of these companies now, these Chinese companies that manufacture these drones, claim 4K, 6K, 8K. You know, you're not going to get anything with a quality camera at this price point under $50, you know, so these are just fun to fly, you know. I mean, look at that. That's just like a GPS hover. It's unbelievable. There was no drones like that when I started the hobby, that's for sure, that would hold position like that. Optical flow sensors weren't a thing. So it's great to see. Take a photo. Let's go. Just wave at the camera. Thumbs up. See if that comes through. There you go. So yeah, pretty decent. Pretty decent. Let's try rate 3. Triple beep. See how it flies. That's what these drones are good for, guys. They're just fun to fly. That's why I purchased them from AliExpress or Banggood for the channel, to show you guys what you get for your money, you know. And you know, I see these drones as great for beginners because, you know, even if it's for yourself, if you're an adult or you're a teenager, you want to see what the hobby is all about, you don't have to burn a hole in your wallet, or you could give it as a great gift for someone for their birthday, Christmas, and you can always upgrade later, you know. Get yourself a DJI Mavic Mini or something like that, Mini 3, whatever you're into. Now I notice I've got these virtual sticks. I wouldn't mind trying to get them off the screen actually. I don't know how to, but anyway, there's some options here. Let's see if they actually work. So we can still do flips, And of course, always in my videos, like I said, on the bench portion of this video, showing you the drone. Some of my videos might be longer than other channels out there, but I like to get a proper flight time, you know, to let you guys know, you can see it for yourself, how long I've been flying the drone for. So let's bring it in. There is that follow me mode. Be interesting to see if this works. It didn't work on the last one. Says it's been turned on. Let's try that again. Maybe these options, I'm thinking they might not be applicable when you're flying it with the transmitter. Maybe they're only a app with the phone option, flying with your phone, I should say. So yeah, it doesn't seem to work. I'll skip that. Let's see what this one does. Square. No, it's not really doing anything. It's sort of going a little tiny square. Let's try a bigger one. Will it let me do a larger one? No. Alright, we've got a beeping indicator, which sounds like it might be the LVC. Got a 50 times zoom there. Let's take it up and get that. Let's have a look at that. I've got a fly. Not a fly, a bee chasing me here in my face. All right, let's see this 50 times zoom. As you can see, it gets all pixelated. But yeah, it's got a bit of a zoom there. See, we've got a beeping now, so that is indicating low voltage state. Some company here now. So I'll just walk over this side of the field. It flies. Whoa! I was going to say it flies pretty decent in third rate, and it just fell out of the sky. So see what that's all about. Is that the battery? So as you can see, it folds in, so there's no damage. Okay, that might be the battery, guys. Let's see. Yep, let's see if I can rebind it. Okay, rebound. Yeah, that might be the battery, guys. But first, what I'll do, I'll just turn it off. Okay, it's turned off. Turn it back on. Might as well get rid of this screen recording now. There's no need to keep that going. Yep, that seems to be the battery, guys. I just want to make sure. So that's the end of that flight, guys. So I'll put a flight time up on the screen. It flew for, I don't know, it felt like about maybe 8 minutes, but I'll definitely put it up on the screen how long we flew for. And yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, it did fly great. It's just I mean, it did give me the warning to bring it in, didn't it? So I was just ignoring that and just kept flying, which was a little bit silly. But anyway, it doesn't actually auto land by the look of it. It'll just fall quite abruptly once the battery is totally dead. So just keep that in mind. Once you start hitting hearing these beeps, don't ignore it like I did and just kept flying around thinking that it might auto land itself. Most of them do these days, but not all of them do. I've had a couple of these recent ones that just fall out of the sky. I think the which one was it? The S116 Max, that Phantom 4 looking one, the little mini one that I did the other week, that did the same thing. So they might be running on a very similar software. I think the apps are pretty much identical. So anyway, guys, yeah, just make sure once you hear that LVC warning, you got about a minute, maybe a minute and a half to bring it in. All right, so anyway, guys, I'll leave a link to this one in the description below where I got it from. Okay, there's some other vendors there as well. There's quite a few vendors actually with this XT204 on AliExpress, so I'll put a couple of links there if you want to get one yourself. For the price, you know, this one was pretty cheap, under 40 Australian dollars at the time I purchased it. Prices will vary from vendor to vendor. Some charge more, some charge less, but overall it flew great. I got no complaints about the way it flew. It flew really nice, and the hover was pretty rock solid too. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next video. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be alerted every time I drop a new RC video and review. And I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Until next time, happy flying. Bye for now.